Namaskar, Namaskar, dear seekers, and welcome to our today live stream. It is 3 hours that we will spend together, 3 hours collective meditations. So, first, I would like to introduce myself in short. My name is Cyriaque. I'm originally come from France. I practice spirituality more than 24 years, and I live in India over 10 years in an ashram. And presently, we are establishing an ashram in Germany for SSRF. And SSRF is an acronym of the Spiritual Science Research Foundation. I think some of you know and must have already seen our website. And SSRF has two main objectives. One objective is to explain about the spiritual dimension, how it can help us, how it can affect us. And for that, we have a big library of articles on different topics pertaining to spirituality, spiritual phenomenon, negative energy, about spiritual practice also, way of life. So I invite you to really go through our website. And the second platform is how to help a seeker, regardless of their path or religion, how to progress spiritually. And for that purpose, we have some platforms where you can meet some more guiding seeker one-on-one and speak to them. And we have another platform, what we call online spiritual meeting, or what we say also satsang, that is weekly, on a weekly basis. And you have seeker coming from around the world who come to learn and practice. So if you are welcome to join our online spiritual meeting, just to share all our live streams, everything on our website, as well as our online platform, spiritual meeting or one-on-one are free of charge, because everything we do it as our spiritual service, our spiritual practice. So dear seekers, now what we will do, I will explain how we will proceed for this 3 hours session. So we will do around 3 sessions to 4 sessions of 40 minutes to 45 minutes. And in these sessions, we will do some self-healing techniques. We will do a bigger part of 30 minutes of meditation, collective meditation, or for some of you maybe practicing chanting. I will ask you also some experiment, what you feel or what you perceive on what we do. We can take your questions also, some comments. I may share some point also about spirituality or spiritual practice in regards to your questions. And I will show you also with a bit of our SSRF activity presently. So I believe everyone is doing well today, dear seekers. If you can try, when we do the collective session of chanting or meditations, to always try to keep your mobile on mute, just to be able to achieve concentration or experience something. In spirituality, 98% importance is to what we feel from inside, what we get as a spiritual experience. 2% is knowledge. And I'm sure many of you may have had already spiritual experiences, or you felt something different. So that's why you strive to go back to that state or that experience. So dear seeker, before we will start now, the first practice I would like to do with you is how to reduce this negative covering that we have around ourselves. So how we will do it, I will show you how we do. And then before we start, we will do some 1-2 minutes to see how you feel from inside. Then we will do the practice, and then I will ask you again how you feel, to understand if any difference you perceive. And then after that, we will do half an hour of collective meditation. So that will be the first slot. So dear seekers, I think some of you must be knowing already, if you are familiar with SSRF, with this today's time, I'm sure some of you must be experiencing that there is maybe more heaviness in the atmosphere, maybe more struggle. When you go to public places, you may feel pressure, restlessness, because presently negativity in the atmosphere is much more. And what happened moment you step out of home, there is so much this negative vibration in the atmosphere that it comes to you. And then how to, and maybe some of you must be experienced, no? You come home, you feel tired, heavy, or you feel something is around you, or something you sometimes gets unnecessary thoughts or strange thoughts also. So how to remove that? It is an intangible negative vibration that is around us. So if we use our fingers, because there is a science from India, it's called, we will show an image, and that image is from the science of the Panchatattvas, where every finger is associated with an element. As you can see, there is small finger, it is earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And from that science, actually, the science of mudra also happen. Of course, you may say we may not feel energy much, because when we don't practice spirituality, and in today's times, this negative covering also, so we can't perceive. But when we practice spirituality, as we grow spiritually, this element within us get more activated, and we can perceive also. This is one part also how healing, different type of healing is done using hands or mudras. So, but this in SSRF, we recognize, we recommend more self-healing, to do it towards yourself. So by using the fingertips, you remove, especially what happens is negative vibration will cover our chakras. So we have 7 chakra, starting from the crown chakra, mid-broad chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, 1 centimeter above plexus, navel, and so on. But for us, we will of course concentrate between the navel and the top chakra, or especially from the heart chakra, that is 1 centimeter above plexus. So we will remove in these fashions with different speed, and I will do it with you also. And after that, I will ask you also to close eyes and concentrate and do it. But first, before we start now, what I want to do is that you close your eyes and that you start to perceive how you feel. So dear seekers, now what you can do, you can close your eyes, try to relax now, not to think, try to let go, we can say, and then try to see how you feel from inside. Is it your mind calm, or there are thoughts in your mind, or there is some restlessness or calmness? Try to see for some time how you feel. So you remember, no, how you felt. We will repeat that exercise after. So now using your finger, you can try, either some of you know about chanting, it is repeating a divine name in the mind, or otherwise you can focus on your breath and you remove this covering around the different chakra. You can go behind also, huh? All the way, especially in the neck, because this is also where negative vibration gets stuck. And you can do it sometime with some speed also. When you go up or at the level of the heart chakra, you can stay like that for 5 to 10 times and then move on to the other chakra. So in this way, you can go up and down, and you can do it with closed eyes and see what you feel. If some of you feel like yawning, don't try to block it, let it happen. That's a good sign. If some of you experience a certain chakra, whether it is heart chakra or mid-brow chakra, more pressure. You can do it for a little bit more time. If we do it with closed eyes, no, it helps to enhance concentrations. You can do also a level of the eyes. So what you can do, you can also go in this way, because negative energy also affect our eyes, no? Especially when you look at TV content on mobile, that also comes through our eyes. At the time we can open eyes when we do removing this covering around eyes, and try to see what you feel also while doing it. So dear seekers, now you can remain with closed, you can stop, remain with closed eyes, and just try to compare now how you feel and anything how you felt before you started. Any difference you can try to see. Oh, dear seekers, you can open eyes now. I don't know if some of you perceive something. Then you can share in the chat also how you felt, if any difference, if you felt any change as compared from before. In meantime, I will share how we will go ahead now, or we will meditate together now for around 30 minutes. And for those who are new, who are coming, I will explain in short how we will go ahead. So what we will do during these 30 minutes, we play in the background an audio, and the audio is a divine name. It is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So why we play this divine name is because it has capacity and potency to reduce this negative vibration, as I was speaking earlier, within atmosphere. So of course, you can regulate this audio. We can paste also in the chat. We have seeker we are moderating today for the live stream. So we'll paste in the chat you can download for free this audio from our website. And you can play it, of course, in your home, in your room, especially where you sleep at night. I can explain it a bit more further. So for those who are familiar with meditations, what you can do, you can just close your eyes, you can do your own meditation, you can just keep the audio in low tone as per your convenience. Similarly, for those who are familiar with chanting, chanting is an ancient technique from India, not much known in the West. It is to repeat a divine name in mind. Some repeat also mantras or Guru mantra. So what you can do, similar, you can close your eyes, you can repeat your divine name, family deity, or mantra that you are familiar to. And you can just regulate keep the audio in low tone. If you want to try to repeat the divine name in your mind that we are playing, you can try to see what you perceive. For those who are new to that, what you can do, just with closed eyes, you can focus your attention by listening to the audio. You can either repeat by mind or aloud as per the speed of the audio, or you can also focus on your own breath and see what helps you ultimately to experience concentrations, or you feel the mind is becoming more calm. So dear seeker, we will do that for 30 minutes, and then we will play when the audio starts, and you can sit comfortable, dear seekers. Just to share, you can sit in a meditative posture, but that is not it's not compulsory. You can sit also, or you can lay down, depending if some of you have any knee pain or back pain, because otherwise you can't concentrate. Just to remember that it is meditation. In meditation, it is the mind who will enter concentration, not the body. So, dear seekers, now you can sit in a comfortable position. You can close your eyes. You can take a couple of deep breaths. Try to continue breathing. Focus on the breath for 2-3 more times. Try to breathe slower also. And when the audio stops, we will do meditate for 30 minutes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ॐ नमो भगवते.
You can remain now with closed eyes. Try to see what you feel deeper inside. How is your state of mind? And I will let you know when to open eyes. Dear seekers, you can open eyes now. And if some of you would like to share in the chat how you felt after we did that first session of collective meditations, please feel free. We have seekers who are there to moderate your chat on YouTube, Facebook, and Telegram, and it is collected. In meantime, I would like to share also, some of you have shared when we started, is when we did know this practice of removing the covering using our fingertips, and few of you have actually experienced. It's very nice. Some Vesna, Francisco Fitch, you felt lighter. Similarly with Yash also, with Priya Malche also, you felt lighter and less thoughts. From Marco de Souza, you felt very nice and unbelievable. From Anand, Matre, you say the calmness increase. From Gipsy, you felt warm, some tingling feelings, and especially you felt on the face. That's good also. and from Empium, just calmness, and from Nguyen you felt more clarity and more concentrations. So I think this is what we did. It was the first exercise or practice that we did in beginning. Maybe now there are more who have joined. So we can paste in the chat as the article about how to remove this negative covering using our fingers, used by what you call the panchatattva. And one of you say it's unbelievable, but actually it is a very simple technique, and that science of the element coming out from our fingertips is actually, see, God has made a human being usually with potential, spiritual potential and capacity, but as we are more indulging ourselves into worldly life or desires instead of spiritualities, and our spiritual energy or spiritual capacity is less. But when we practice spirituality, then automatically our spiritual level increase, and then we can perceive and our capacity, the cosmic element within us increase. So I think few of you also have shared from the sessions that we did today. From Kavita, you felt calm. From Satish, you felt also calm with less thoughts in the mind. From T. Kapoor, you felt calm and coolness in the mind. Few of you also, Ashwini Zade, also similarly. So it's good. See, when we chant or when we meditate, no, what happens? The number of thoughts in our mind become less, and automatically that gives us calmness, stability. And when there is stress or tension or worry, then there are many thoughts in our mind. Then it drains us, it makes us tired. So of course, some of you know meditations, but it is something we can't always do always. And as I shared in beginning, there is one technique that is not so much known in the West, but it is an ancient technique. It is of repeating a divine name in mind, and the advantage of that is that it can be done anywhere, anytime. And we can paste an article on chanting. It is actually repeating by mind. It said chanting, but it's not like singing. It is more repeating mentally in our mind. And what happens is, the principle, how it works, is when we repeat something in our mind, a thought, then automatically the other thoughts that enter into our mind reduce automatically. And that divine name that we repeat is associated with divine energy. So there is this principle, name, form, and energy coexist. And then what happens? That positivity come to our mind, and that makes our thoughts become less. And that is a very important aspect, because when we have less thoughts in our mind, then we achieve concentrations. When we achieve concentration or we enter into meditation, that means there is no thoughts in our mind. Just before we proceed to go to our next, there is two questions. One is from Vardham Kumar. You say, can you make a video on a cure? Is it possible to come back? Can you make a video on a cure for mobile addictions? On what effect is the overuse of the mobile it has on our brain? Actually, just to share that we have some articles available on our website, that we have done some research using biofeedback device on the effect of watching movies, or as well as social media. So of course it is using, because what is important is the content. Mobile phone is one aspect, but the content that we watch on our mobile. And I really invite you to really look at those articles, because they are quite eye-opener, that seekers have done that. It was in the ashram in Goa, India, using the UTS scanner. It is a device, and what was the result is that the aura field of the one using or looking at the different content sometimes became nil or even went to more negative. So actually it has a direct impact on our aura field, and of course it will have also multiple effect on our body, such as our sight, our neck positions, hands. So that is already known at the physical level, and psychological of course is seclude us, but at a spiritual level, and that is what for us we are going to share or speak, it's more that it affect our aura field, and of course it affect from spiritual point of view. There is another question from Indigo Black. You say, can I ask what the chanting mean, please? Thank you. I felt content, especially when I started praying during the meditations. So I don't know if your question, you mean what are the chants that we are playing, or what the chanting means. So that divine name that we are playing is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So actually it is the name of Shri Krishna, and this divine name is associated to the principle of sustenance. Every divine name there is three principles of energy. There is creations, sustenance, and dissolution, and every name is a combination of those three principles. That's why they act at different aspect as per the need, whether sometimes it can be more creation, but mainly in today's time, the divine names that we repeat, the different name of even different path or religion is more associated with the sustenance principle. But of course that combination is unique in each one. I don't know for Indigo Black if you are referring to the divine names that we are playing. If not, I have not answered your questions. Please reframe again, and I will take it again to our next session. Just last question from Anna S, and then we'll proceed to our next section. It is how to coordinate and synchronize the breath with the chant when chanting at a faster pace. That's a good question. We have an article on that also. So if we can paste that in the chat, you can, I invite you, of course, Anna, to read, but other viewers also, how to synchronize with inhaling and exhaling. So actually it should be better when we chant to reduce, to try to chant slower. Of course, if somebody have sometimes too many thoughts in a mind, at that time repeating faster is better, but that synchronizing with the breath will be difficult, because when we breathe too fast, it will not help us. So ultimately that's why not to worry when there are too many thoughts. Just focus on either loud chanting or repeating chanting fast in your mind. But when chanting become calm, then at that time you can try to synchronize with the breath. But we explain now of inhalating, which name to chant, the first sentences with inhalation and the other part with exhalations. So dear seeker, just to share, if some of you are joining us for the first time, SSRF is a non-profit organization, and we have the platform of spiritual online meetings where you can join if you like to learn about spirituality or spiritual practice. All our online live stream as we do today, as well of our online spiritual class that we have on our available on a weekly basis, are open to everyone and free, because everything is done as our spiritual practice service to God, what we call also seva, and SSRF is a non-profit organization. And if you like to also support us and help us to run the organizations, to run the website, we have Sense also. We are touring across the world presently. We also are establishing ashram. You can also support us by either spreading the word of SSRF or also donating to our cause. So dear seekers, now we will go to the second part of our live stream today. I don't know if some of you are new joining. It will be until 8 p.m. CET, that's been 2 more hours. And we have different sections all around 45 to 50 minutes. And every time also, I will demonstrate something now. And after we will do a collective meditation for 30 minutes. But now the next part is, I would like to show you, it is similarly going back to the science of Panchatattva. We'll display a small image to show you. It is, maybe some of you are new, I will repeat in short, that from our fingers, energy comes out. And you can see what we call the 5 cosmic elements. So from the small finger, it is earth element, then it is water, fire, air, and ether. And from this knowledge, the science of mudra happens. That means from each finger, it's a different element. So every finger connected and at the same time repeating a divine name or a specific mantra will generate a specific energy. And actually the science of mudra, just to share to all of you, is actually also used and done in many religions. So the sense of mudra is specifically when it is joined by different fingers. And here there is a specific mudra called nyas, is by bringing the 5 fingers together. There is no need to pressure, just to hold them. And we can place it in the different chakras. I don't know if some of you are familiar with chakras, that we have 7 chakras. But here we will try to focus on the top chakras because they are the most important. Started from the heart chakra, that is not the heart, that is 1 centimeter above plexus. It is in the line of the Kundalini flow. And we have the throat chakra, mid-broad chakra, and then we have the crown chakra. So what we will do now, we will do also an exercise. I will ask you at one point to just close eyes, focus on your breath, or repeat divine name or meditate, and all the postures. One can be at the level of the mid-broad chakra and the other one on the heart chakra, and to do like that for around 2 minutes. And then after that you can change. I will tell you to change to go to a different chakra, the throat chakra. And after you can choose one chakra where you feel some pressure, or some of you may experience pain also. And then after that you will see what you perceive from inside, any experience you get. Just wanted to share, if some of you, when you do like that, or like a mudra, no? Some of you may experience like yawning, or some of you may experience like burping. So that is a good sign. And what happens is actually this negative covering that is around us or also in us is coming out through our openings. So dear seekers, now what you do, you can sit in comfortable positions. You can close eyes. First I will show you, and then after that you can close eyes and try to do this mudra or this nyas posture. You can do first in the above chakra as well as the, and then we will also play the divine name at the same time. So you can at that time focus on your breath or repeat the divine name and do it for some time, and I will let you know when to change positions.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
You don't have to press too hard. You can either leave it a small space or you can slightly touch.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
You
Om
can always
Namo
also, in case some of you have shoulder pain,
Vasudevaya.
exchange up to down, or you can use one hand also and keep changing hand also. That is also fine.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Now you can exchange, you can do the mid-broad chakra and the other can be the throat chakra.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Try to keep close eyes, just has to concentrate.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Sometimes you can slightly move the mudra, the nyas, few millimeters up or down.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om 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 Namo Bhagavate.
Some of you are applying pressure here. You can also do on the back side also, because the chakras go from both sides towards the neck as well.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So that's what you can do. You can choose one chakra where you feel you experience more pressure, or you felt it was helping you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So, dear seekers,
Om Namo Bhagavate.
you can stop now. And if some of you would like to share in the chat how you felt, anything you felt, or any specific experience, good or bad, you can share, or in a particular chakra also, in case you experience something. There are also some comment from after the first session from Tatiana. You were coming back from work, you were tired, but now you feel more rested and in good mood. And from Lauren Thompson, you feeling less pain and clear mind. We will continue after, and we will soon go to our collective meditations along with doing the nyas. Okay, dear seekers. So what we can do now, we can proceed then. We can proceed to our collective meditations. I don't know if some of you are new, I will just share in brief. We will now meditate for 30 minutes. And at the same time, from our side, we play in the background a divine name. And the divine name that we play is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this divine name has the ability to reduce this negative vibration present everywhere, as we are experiencing, and I shared in the beginning. And so what you can do, for those who are familiar with meditation, you can just close your eyes. You can do your own meditations. For those who are more familiar with chanting, it's new. For some of you, maybe new. It is an ancient technique of repeating a divine name in mind. Or otherwise, you can just focus on your breath. And what you can do, if some of you felt benefit by doing the nyas or mudra, you can just do it by holding the mudra. Or if you find difficult to concentrate, then you can just let your hand, and by doing this Dhyan mudra, and just do your own meditation or repeating the divine name. Or otherwise you can try now with closed eye, and you can do just with one hand, and you can change from chakra to another chakra. So we'll do like that. We can do first 15 minutes with a chakra, and after another 15 minutes without, but you can try to see. Ultimately, if some of you find difficult, you can stop for some time and restart again. So when we'll play the audio now, and that will be beginning from the next session of collective meditation.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते 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 वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो
Dear seekers, you can remain with closed eyes. Just contemplate what you feel deeper inside, how you feel from inside. And I will let you know when to open eyes. So, dear seekers, you can open eyes now. And if some of you would like to share in the chat how you feel, why I'm asking to contemplate and to take time to contemplate, because when we are able to remember how we feel, how it can be different, how I can be calm, stable, and how before my mind was busy with so many thoughts, then we start believing that I would like to remain in that state. I would like to always be like that. So that's why, and then we try to make effort to do some type of spiritual practice, meditation, or chanting, repeating God's name. So that's why, so you can remember, and that's why when you yourself at home practice spirituality or you do something, try to see how you feel from inside. What are the changes? Because we are so, from morning to evening, we run. The moment we get up, we run from one activity to another. If somebody have family, children, then work, duty, and there is no time to see how we feel. Even sometimes we are not aware that maybe there is tension and stress. So that's why when we pay attention how we feel, then we understand either I'm feeling stress or I'm feeling tension, I'm not calm. Or now I experience that now I'm calm, as some peace is there inside. And just to also share, later on when you practice spirituality, even though you may be busy in activity, you are able to remain often in the calm state, and that really helps in many aspects, in all aspects of life. I just would like to share, I think some of you I have not shared about, some of you mentioned about the nyas, what you perceive, that is a mudra that you have done on different part of the chakras. I think this is from alter bridge. You feel that maybe you have a throat chakra problem, and you've said that you always have a frog in the throat, and it could be acid reflux in the sleep, but you can't sing anymore and always have a cough for 5 years. So just to share alter bridge for the different symptoms you experience, whether it is experiencing something on the throat or you experience this acid reflux, it's good to see a doctor just to cross-check if anything can be there, because acid reflux can be from different aspect also, different, but just to see if you feel that by doing the nyas it helps you. I think somebody also shares that from the throat chakra, I think it's from Sharada, you are yawning much more than when you were doing on the heart chakra. So that's good. Sharada, you can keep doing now in the throat chakra. And from Shilpa, you felt heaviness, more heaviness in the head. From Shivani, you felt pain while holding the mudra, the palm. So it depends, because if you hold for some time, naturally, if there is no strength, you can experience pain in the finger of palm. If it's not like that, then it can be sometimes, because we try to do some healing, no? So that time distress can affect us also. And for Mateya, you said you felt you had pressure on the third chakra and now it is gone. I think similar to Elena, you said you had a blocked nose and due to some cold, and when you did nyas, the nose, you felt better and it got cleared. That is okay, it's nice, Elena, but just remember, dear seekers, whenever we are experiencing any physical problem, we should not try to cure it by spiritual practice or self-healing remedy. We should also address it at the physical level, and of course doing self-healing remedy helps. Usually we get better result. And about chanting that we just did, from Capo you felt very positive, from Viveka Anshan you feel stress-free, and that is important, to feel stress-free, Viveka. And from Sandeep you feel confident. That's a good thing, that and you can see Sandeep, if there are thoughts in your mind that makes you not confident, then you can work on it also. That's why we address in our online spiritual meeting of how to work on those internal stresses, and due to that we feel not confident in some life situations. But when you focus on the chant, then you feel calm, then you feel confident. So chanting is good, or doing meditation, but trying to work on overcoming our internal stresses, and that's what we call overcoming defect within oneself, really helps also to change ourselves. And that this is what we propose and offer on our online spiritual meeting, what we call satsang. Okay, dear seeker, we will continue now. I think we have, I think it's very nice. So, dear seekers, we can go now to the, I don't know if some of you have some question or other questions, and then we will take later on sections with questions. Now, dear seekers, what we will do, we will change the divine name. Usually we play the divine name of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So now we will play the divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta. So Shri Gurudev Datta is actually related to the aspect caused by departed ancestors. So we have sections on our website that explain about sometimes different problem that we face in today's time. We are not physical or psychological in nature, and we are often spiritual in nature, is often caused by a problem caused by departed ancestors. So of course we always say the root cause of the problem can be physical, psychological, but when they don't go away despite best effort, it can be looking for some therapy or doctors, and the problem doesn't subside, then sometime or quite often the problem can be that it is a spiritual cause. And in today's time, the spiritual cause, of course, is one of them is destiny, and the second is problem caused by departed ancestor. And what it means is, in today's time, person doesn't do enough spiritual practice. So when the person die or go or continues their journey in the afterlife, they don't have much spiritual energy in their, in a way, bank account, we may say. So they are not able to continue to move in the afterlife, and then they get stuck. On the contrary, in today's time, we have a bank account. So because of that, we are able to buy and purchase what we want and what we like. But in the afterlife, if we don't have any spiritual energy, then we can't move on. And this is what happens that in today's time, many people get stuck in the afterlife. So of course, if they are connected to us, they become our ancestors. And then because they are connected to us through this karmic bond, they come back to us in one way or another to ask either for help, or some it can be also to trouble. And so that's why this divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta, we call also Dattatreya, have that is actually specific to alleviate this problem caused by departed ancestors. And I would like to share my experience. Maybe it can be shared also, paste in the chat. What I've experienced 24 years ago is just by repeating the divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta for 2 days and 2 nights, I was able to quit smoking, and especially overcome and completely experience the different changes just within a very short time. And we have different case study on our website where different seekers across the world and religions, when they just accepted to repeat the divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta, overcome different problems and symptoms. Some were eczema, different addictions, different problems. And it is really a very simple method, and not to use intellect so much. I'm sure if some of you are not familiar, it may be questionable, but just to try and experience. So we will play for 30 minutes, we will meditate for 30 minutes, and we will play this divine name. If some of you are new, or if some of you are there from the beginning, You can also compare how you feel now when we play the divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta as compared to the divine name of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So dear seeker, you can sit in a comfortable position now. I will share briefly for those who may have joined how we go for our session of meditations. So what we will do, we will play during the collective, at that time we play that audio on low tone of Shri Gurudev Datta, sorry. And what you can do, you can close your eyes, either you do your own meditations, or if you are familiar with chanting, it is repeating a divine name in mind. Some repeat also mantras or Kula Devi or Guru Mantra. So what you can do, you can close your eyes, you can repeat the divine name or mantras that you usually repeat. And if you want to try to repeat the divine name of Shri Gurudev Datta, you can try and see what you perceive. For those who are new to those methods, what you can do, you can just with closed eyes either listen to the audio, you can also repeat by mind or aloud, or you can as well focus just on your own breath. Just to share, repeating on the breath or by mind helps to enhance concentration. So dear seeker, now you can sit in a comfortable positions. You can close your eyes. You can take a couple of deep breaths. And after 4-5 seconds, we will play the audio that will be beginning of the collective meditation.
Shri Gurudev Datta, 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 Shri Gurudev Datta. datta, Shri Gurudev 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 datta, श्री गुरुदेव दत्त, 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 श्री गुरुदेव दत्त 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 श्री गुरुदेव दत्त, 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 श्री गुरुदेव दत्त 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 Shri Gurudev Datta, 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 Shri Gurudev.
Remain with closed eyes. You can try to see what you feel deeper inside. How is your state of mind? And those who have come from beginning, you can compare how you felt with the other chant and Shri Gurudev Datta. I will let you know when to open eyes. You seekers, you can open eyes now. And if some of you would like to share in the chat how you felt and the comparison also, you can share how you felt. In between, I just wanted to address, there are 2-3 questions that I would like to take now. And it is one question from Alter Bridge. Should we be bound by our ancestors or from our own path? The question is not too clear, but see, should we be bound by our ancestor? Actually, we don't want to be bound because ultimately we want to be liberated. We don't want to be bound and keep coming back again and again. So that's why repeating Shri Gurudev Datta or doing spiritual practice in a way free us from destiny or from bondage. And from when we practice spirituality, ultimately the aim is to realize God, experience God. There is another question from Abhishek Pingale. Should the chanting be with beads or a mala, or without it by putting an alarm? See, actually, it depends. No, usually some like to do chanting with a mala or with a bead. So it helps for some. It helps to keep concentrations. because they are distracted by different thoughts. So if we follow only the path of chanting, then they do it with a mala. But actually mala is more like a tool to help us to keep focus and concentrate every time a chant we change the beat. But it's not the most important. For some, if you are able, you can just put an alarm and then you chant in mind. But sometimes some get distracted by thoughts or some fall asleep. That's why at that time chanting with a mala and turning the beat helps to remain awake and to concentrate. There's another question I will take, and we'll take the other question later on from Vina Gulati. I've read on SSRF website about World War III and Satyayug. Is this prediction still valid? Yes, Vina, that what we are seeing now, what is happening around the world, and that it is very unstable. And we can see also with climate change, all the floods that are happening. So we can read also our article on climate change, that because of there is an increase and there is more flood nowadays, and this will continue to increase steadily. And Satyayug means today we are in Kali Yuga. So we can read the article on the edge of the universe. And when we speak today about how we are going later on to enter a more positive era after 2025, it will become more era that will be propice for spiritual practice. Just to go back now, I just will try to see your comments. From one share about chanting that you've experienced many thoughts. From Yasmin, you felt not so calm as you compare to the chant of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Just to share that actually sometimes if we experience problem caused by ancestors, then we may have more resistance or more struggle by chanting the divine name of Sri Gurudev Datta as compared to Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So in a way, it shows that if some of you are experiencing more resistance or more struggle, so actually it's a sign that you should chant more of Sri Gurudev Datta. So you can try to see how to repeat 1 to 2 hours per day. If possible, sit down, and you can always do it in small sections of half an hour or what is possible for you. For some repeat, you felt opposite, you felt happy. Okay, Jessica, just before we go to our next session, I would like to show a small trailer. It is presently we have 2 saints of SSRF. We are traveling across the world. We have Her Holiness Bhavna Shinde, who is traveling presently in Asia. She is, as we speak, in Hong Kong, and she's traveling, and she will be also from September onwards touring all across USA and Canada. And we have Her Holiness, His Holiness Dan Glashix, who is presently in South America. I think as we speak today is in Colombia, so he will be going to Argentina, Chile, and from October onward he will be traveling across Europe. So if you like to meet, you can see on our event sections on our website, you can see there is their tours, where they will be going, which city they will be visiting. So if you are nearby or in those cities, you can always register to meet them personally and ask guidance or spiritual guidance. So we'll have to share a small trailer.
This year, some of our saints will tour through Europe, North America, South America, and Asia to come and meet you to provide personal spiritual guidance. Experience positive energy in their presence and get life-changing spiritual answers to your questions and persistent issues. Sign up today for a one-to-one session.
So Jessica will paste also in the chat the link if you like to register to meet one of the saints of SSRF. So, dear seekers, we will now continue for the last session of our 3 hours meditation today. So we will now, I would like to share first about, now we'll first do the collective meditations, and after that we will continue with different questions that you have, or I would like to share more after about His Holiness Dr. Cyriaque Vallee, the source of inspiration of SSRF. So dear seekers, we will continue now for another session of 30 minutes of collective meditations. Now we will place the divine name of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I think some of you prefer, maybe it is easier. So for those who are new, I will just share briefly. We are going to play this audio in the background because it helps to reduce the negative vibration in the surrounding. And for those who do meditations, or for those who know about chanting, it is repeating a divine name in mind. So what you can do, you can just close your eyes, you can do your own meditations, or you can repeat the divine name or mantra that you repeat usually, and you can just regulate on the audio in low tone. For those who are completely new, what you can do, with closed eyes, you can either listen to the audio with concentration. You can also repeat either aloud or by mind, or you can also focus on your own breath. You can see what helps you, because more important is you are able to achieve some concentration or some relaxations. So dear seeker, you can sit in a comfortable position now. If you can keep your mobile away for some times, put it in a silent mode, it will help you to remain concentrate. You don't have to sit in a meditative postures. Remember, it is the mind that needs to enter meditation, not the body. So dear seeker, now you can close your eyes. You can take a couple of deep breaths. And then in a few seconds, in 5 seconds or so, when we start with the audio, that will be beginning of the collective meditation.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
Dear seekers, you can remain with closed eyes. You can just contemplate what you feel deeper inside, and I will let you know when to open eyes. So, dear seekers, you can open eyes now, and if some of would like to share in the chat how you felt, I think there are some questions remaining, and I will take your comment. But for now, I would like to share also about SSRF, because we have SSRF as shared. Now it's a non-profit organizations, and for that we have everything we do is done as our service to God, as our spiritual practice, what we call also seva, and all the source of the knowledge on our website, where we have more than 900 articles. I really invite you to study our website. And the source of inspiration of SSRF is a saint from higher order from India. It is His Holiness Dr. Jayant Balaji Attavali. So we can display an image. So His Holiness Dr. Jayant Attavali, if you want to know more, you can read on our sections on our website about us. And it explains about his journey, how he was a medical doctor, and he realized that many of his patients were not recovering despite best treatment. And then he started touring around India, meeting different saints, and see how different cure were happening, or people who get better. And then he met his guru, who actually was teaching spirituality through song and singing. And then SSRF came in 2006, and now we have seekers from all around the world who practice spirituality. And as well, he has one of the points that he has prepared is how to work on overcoming defect of personality. And this is something that in SSRF we explain and help seekers in their spiritual journey how to work on this on a practical aspect. That's why all our online spiritual meeting are there for that. So you are welcome to join any of our online spiritual meeting. It is free and open to everyone. We would like to share also that we have every month in India we have a special workshop, and this workshop is about 5 days. So of course you can come one day before, one day after, so it's like a week stay in an ashram in India, experience ashram life, and at the same time understand the dimension of spirituality. And I would like to play a small trailer that you can watch who explain about this specific workshop that takes place.
In our busy lives, we rarely get quality time for ourselves. Now's the time to take a moment, to really take a moment. And give yourself a spiritual break. Step into a world of high spiritual positivity. Remove negativity. To cleanse and rejuvenate. Re-engage with life. With a new vision. Learn new life tools with workshop-style interactive sessions. Discover unique spiritual research and get guidance from saints. And learn to look within to awaken the light within you. Come home. Come home. Welcome home. Come join us at the 5-day spiritual workshops at the Maharishi Adhyatma Vishwavidyalaya in Goa, India, for peace and faster spiritual progress.
So, dear seekers, if some of you are interested, we'll paste also in the chat. There are every month. So we have in October, 9 to 13 October, 20 to 24 November, and 27 to 31st December. So this is the time where the workshop will take place, and we paste also a registration form if you like to go to India, if you like to experience ashram life, or if you like to learn more about spirituality, if you have desire to make spiritual progress. So dear seekers, just wanted to share to all of you also that our further live stream will have every day from 6 to 7 p.m. Central European time. The collective meditation is just for 1 hour, that is from Monday to Saturday. On Sunday we have different live stream of any questions that you have about spirituality or spiritual practice. You can meet us also online. If you like to meet one of our seekers, it is what we call 101 satsang. And if you like also what SSRF is doing, all the knowledge, you can share it to others, sharing the website, sharing some specific articles that you like, or as well share some live stream also to your friends, relatives, or on your social media. That is one way also to spread spirituality, or if you like also to contribute to support the different seekers who are doing full-time spiritual practice, as we are also looking after the tour around the world of the saints, as well as donating towards the ashram that we are establishing presently in Germany. So you can also donate as per your capacity. But overall, it was nice that we have these 3 hours. I don't know if some of you were able to stay full 3 hours, how you are feeling, and just to say that how to increase our spiritual practice in today's time. And for a seeker, somebody who have aim to progress spiritually, what is precious is time. In worldly life, money, we pay importance to how much money we have, and that is precious. But in spirituality, time is the most important, because time helps us to practice spirituality and to grow and experience oneness or closeness to God. So dear seeker, it was nice that you joined and came to this 3 hours collective meditation. If you have suggestions about something we would like for us to offer you, either some live stream, you can always share with us on our live chat facility. And I think there are a few questions that remain unanswered, so please feel free to ask those questions, or we will answer your questions. I think from Murani Krishna Shiram, we will answer your questions, as well as Manuel Hedme, we will answer your question in the chat. So dear seekers, wishing you a blissful evening or blissful day or blissful week ahead, and hope to see you maybe in our next collective meditations. Namaskar to everyone.